Welcome to the Elite Podcast Network, home of the #1 independent wrestling coverage, available on iTunes, Stitcher, blogtalk Radio, and wherever you get your podcasts from. Follow us on Twitter at Elite Podcast Net and join the revolution now.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of WH Radio here live on the Elite Podcast Network. I am Skits, and I am here with my co-hosts Oscar and Tom, and we do have a special guest, part of the EPN family, Mr. Matt from WWP. What is going down, gentlemen?
Going on? This time we got an intro right. This time.
Oh yeah, we did do a little botch on Monday, but we fixed things up,
It's all right. You can't speak Russian, but it's all good.
Shout out to the comrade. but ladies and gentlemen, I know the Twitter's going nuts right now. PWG tickets they sold out in 15 seconds.
I know.
Some folks got theirs.
I tried to get my ticket, and I was like, what the fuck? You got to be kidding me. Like, I just clicked on the page, and it sold out. You're like, what? That's crazy.
Yeah, like some folks got theirs, some folks didn't. My boy Jerry got his. My boy Mark got his. Of course, your boy Skits got his. Shout out to the homies, all at PWG. But there's been a lot of stuff going on in professional wrestling this week, and it's going to be a busy weekend, people. We have WWE doing a live show in Tokyo on Saturday, and the next day after that, you get New Japan Pro Wrestling. Like, whoever's all in that area is going to be nuts. It's going to be like a Bullet Club reunion, a Mount Rushmore reunion, half without Adam Cole. Crazy, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a crazy event out there in Japan. Japan's lucky. It's almost like they're having a WrestleMania type feel in Japan right now. You got all these, remember how me and you were at WrestleMania? You had all these organizations we could have seen. We could have saw Ring of Honor. We could have seen Evolve, NXT, WWE, WrestleMania. There's all this stuff. We could have Hood Slam. We could have gone see all that shit. So they're kind of getting half of that out there in Japan.
Yeah, man. For those that's listening, today we'll be going over both cards. We'll talk some Global Force Wrestling, like they got some cards popping. TNA, we have a new TNA Heavyweight Champion. We'll talk about that. Last night, I think a couple of us watched Ring of Honor last night. ROH had an awesome matchup with AJ Styles and Adam Cole, and if you haven't seen it, it's definitely on watchwrestling.ch. Go ahead and watch that shit.
Are you sure?
It's definitely up there.
I haven't seen it yet. I'll double check.
But let's talk some wrestling, guys.
I
want to say, is Tom and Matt? Is fucking Tom and Matt fucking alive? Like, I haven't heard these guys talk yet. What's going on, guys?
I'm waiting for the conversation to officially begin.
Let's do it.
So, Beast of the East, actually, basically, this pay-per-view is, I don't know if you know it's a pay-per-view, but special,
it's called a network special. It's called a network special.
I guess you want to call it like a network special. It's kind of named after Brock Lesnar, and they even made a Beast of the East poster kind of after him, so which is pretty dope. What did you guys think about that name, Beast of the East? them taking their time out to name their show after Brock Lesnar?
Well, Brock Lesnar has some history in Japan. Like, he was in New Japan for a brief time, and he ended up winning the IWGP Championship out there. And he also wrestled that venue before, so he has some history in Japan. The Beast in the East, well, ever since he's been called the Beast and Carnage, whatever, it's a perfect title, Beast in the East. The Japan is basically in the East, so Far East, and you mix that with the Beast, it's a good title name. It's not. Don't get me wrong, people. Don't be giving out shit like, oh man, that's disrespecting Bam Bam Bigelow. Bam Bam Bigelow was named the Beast from the East, so it's a title. It's two different titles there. So,
Yeah, that's kind of what I immediately thought when I heard this name. Immediately I thought of Bam Bam Bigelow just because the names are so similar. But I got to say, finally, WWE is taking advantage of the WWE Network and airing this live, and it's going to be on demand after it airs. This is what the network was built for special events like this that you wouldn't normally be able to see, but now because of the network, anybody can see it, and it's going to drive people to want to purchase the network to see these matches, to see the NXT Championship go down, to see Brock Lesnar in Japan, to see a different type of crowd. This is what the network was built for, and finally they're taking advantage of it.
Matt?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I don't think I'm going to be up at 6 o'clock in the morning just because I got something to do that day, but it's going to be a great card. 3 stellar matches set for this show, so I'm really, really excited for this show, and like Tom said, finally taking advantage of the network and what to do.
Yeah, I'm not going to be watching it live either because I'm going to another show tomorrow night. I give out a wrestling history to Eli Everfly, but if I wasn't doing shit, probably would have watched it. So, yeah, I probably watch it till I wake up Saturday morning.
How about we go down this card, which is got some pretty good matches booked for the show. Let's start off with the Lucha Dragons going against the New Day members of Big E and Xavier Woods. If you guys had to choose out of those two teams to win, let's go down the line. Let's start with Matt.
What was the match?
The Lucha Dragons and the New Day.
Oh, New Day. Lucha Dragons aren't going anywhere in WWE, in my opinion.
I got to jump in and entirely disagree. They just brought back Lucha Dragons to TV. The Japanese love themselves some high flyers. They're going to impress. Lucha Dragons go over. They're going to start getting a serious push, I think, soon. I think we all know Kalisto is going to be, I don't know how big of a star, but he's going to be a pretty big deal, especially because, obviously WWE lost Rey Mysterio, so they're going to want to build another mass superstar, and Kalisto is that type of person.
I hope so.
You can't go to Sin Cara because the guy is just not as entertaining, and he's a lot older.
I really hope that's the case, that they build up Lucha Dragons. I really like them two together. They mesh really well together. The booking so far has been awful.
What about you, Oscar?
All right, well, I'm going to go with the New Day. It's because they're getting a tag team title match in a couple weeks in Battleground. So if you have them lose to Lucha Dragons, that kind of make them look weak, and then you put them in against primetime players. I don't like that at all. So I'm gonna have to go to New Day. I understand about the Kalisto thing. You gotta give them a push, but they haven't got nothing for Lucha Dragons unless they want work some kind of angle after SummerSlam or during SummerSlam for the tag team titles with them. But I think you could have them win by like some kind of interference, like Kofi interferes, and then that's how you beat them. But at the same time, you don't make Lucha Dragon look weak. You can keep that to build a possible feud between the two down the road. But I just don't see it happening. But if they're going to give Lucha Dragons the win, the New Day got to come out the next few weeks, like, looking strong over the primetime players. Well, I just don't know. To be honest, I just really don't know what the hell they're going to do in the tag team division, because I actually thought that, Eric and Luke Harper were going to win the tag straps at SummerSlam from primetime players. I actually thought primetime players were holding the belts for those guys. But then with the Eric Rowan injury, it's so unpredictable right now what the heck they're going to do with the tag team division. So if I had to guess, it would be New Day winning Saturday.
All three of you guys made great points. If I had to choose who I see going over, I kind of see Lucha Dragons going over. The reason why I say because the New Day lately on Raw and even SmackDown, they've been losing. Like, they've been losing matches. So I don't know. I mean, it seems like they try to cheat, but they like mess up in cheating, and maybe it'll be like a run-in by the primetime players or something like that to like help out the Lucha Dragons on like having, from stopping Kofi from getting involved in the match. That's kind of what I see happening in that matchup. So I see Lucha Dragons getting the win with kind of the help from the primetime players.
Anywho,
let's go ahead to the next match. Cesaro versus Diego from you guys know Diego from what's that tag team called?
Story of War.
What'd you say?
Nothing. I made a bad joke. Why is this a match? This is like the most random match. This is like a match that
it was supposed to be Cesaro and Tyson Kidd until Tyson got hurt. Going against
but that means you could have changed it up. You could have changed it up. Like, this is a match you would do in like 2K15 just to beat the shit out of someone. Cesaro goes over. He is going to swing Diego out of Japan into the Pacific Ocean.
Cesaro, of course.
Yep, Cesaro.
If anybody thinks Diego's going over, they need to sit in the corner, like Pulse.
With Pulse. Let's go to the next match. You got Naomi versus Paige versus Nikki Bella. We've seen this on a pay-per-view before. And plus, we got the pay-per-view coming up soon with Paige bringing a mystery partner against the Bellas. So I don't see nothing changing. Nikki Bella's going to win.
Yeah, same here. I don't see any changes. I mean, you're right. It just happened in a pay-per-view, like just recently. But so somehow I could see a little beginning. Because remember I said with the Monday show or last week's show that when I was watching SmackDown like 2 weeks ago, it just feels like Paige is not bringing anybody new against the Bella Twins. I feel like she's gonna align with Naomi and Tamina, go against the Bellas and Alicia Fox, and we could see a beginning of that tonight. So Saturday. So I don't know.
I don't see it. I still see Charlotte coming in. Charlotte's not really being used in NXT like that no more. Like she used to be. She's on her way to the main roster. Like, I'm pretty sure she's traveling with them too.
Yeah, I think she's getting there too, but I just think WWE trying to pull a swerve on us, saying, okay, let's let them tease. They're gonna bring Sasha Banks and Charlotte, but then in the end of the day, we're gonna see Naomi and Tamina Snuka join forces with Paige. Because if you look at the whole storyline from the beginning, Naomi is not on the Bella side at all. So if you look into the story later on, you'll see Naomi's in line with Paige.
Gentlemen?
Nikki Bella. It wouldn't make sense to have anybody else win. It just wouldn't make sense. Obviously, they're pushing Nikki to beat AJ's record. Whoop-de-doo.
I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't. I just think
it is going to happen because WWE are a bunch of petty bastards.
I don't think it's going to happen. You know why? I really don't think it's going to happen. You know why? I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. When they're going to probably build a storyline around that later on, and when she gets close, they're going to make her lose. That's what's going to happen.
No, absolutely not. WWE are so petty, especially to somebody that's in relation to CM Punk. They can't CM Punk right now.
That's what I think they want people to think, but when
they're not fooling us. They're not going to swerve us, because Vince McMahon and sometimes Triple H and all the upper tier guys in the company, they're a bunch of petty bastards. And especially, maybe that pettiness will deteriorate with time, but right now they're very petty. Nikki Bella, because when people look back on AJ's record, or they look at AJ's record now, they're going to automatically put it with CM Punk because AJ is married to CM Punk, and that's not what people should do, but this day and age people do that. So they don't want that. They want Nikki to have that record.
I guess we're going to have to argue that on another day. Matt, go ahead.
I'm with Tom, Nikki Bella.
You have any thoughts on what we were just arguing about?
I'm with Tom, man. I feel like they're going out of their way to spite AJ and take her out of the record books, and that's exactly what's going to happen with this reign. There's no legitimate reason to have kept the title on Nikki Bella this long if that's not what you're going to do.
Well, I
don't know.
I have to say that we'll see in the next 2 months. Supposedly she has until September. Yeah, like mid-September, she'll break the record. So we'll see.
All right, let's move on to the next matchup. John Cena teaming up with Dolph Ziggler as they go against Kane and King Barrett. John Cena and Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, I mean, if Kane and King Barrett go over, I would be really surprised. Cena and Ziggler, come on. Once again, kind of like a random matchup because Cena is not really involved with, feuding with the Authority, and Ziggler's not feuding with King Barrett. So it's kind of like a random matchup, but it should be okay.
Yeah, and before Matt give out his prediction, I just want to ask, isn't this the main event of the show?
No.
I swear I thought I read that whatever John Cena's match is involved is going to be the main event.
No, that's exactly what I read too. They've been pushing this match as the main event in Japan.
It's not. Well, what I'm looking at, it's not the top match. Usually the top match is like on the top. The top match is the NXT title match.
Yeah, and they've been, because you have to think about, because they're advertising this as a network exclusive, what's the one match that they've been talking about? The NXT title match. So obviously they're building that up as a big-time matchup and a big reason to watch this show. So there would be absolutely no reason not to put it in the main event.
And that's the biggest, and that's the major title out of all the belts that are on the show. Not even the WWE Champions is on the show.
I guess.
Go ahead, Matt. Cena, of course, right?
Oh, of course, Cena and Ziggler all the way.
All right, let's move on, guys. I'm still going to call him by his first name. Adrian Neville versus Chris Jericho. I'm going for Neville. Neville goes over.
Yeah, you got to give Neville. I mean, wouldn't it make sense for Chris Jericho to win this match? I think Jericho knows it as well. He's smart enough. I mean, even if they're planning Jericho to win, I think Jericho's smart enough to say, you know what, would it make more sense if Neville wins this match? But I'm looking forward to this match. It wouldn't surprise me this is the match of the night. So, I mean,
I believe tonight Chris Jericho and Finn Balor actually wrestle tonight, I believe.
No, that's Friday night, tomorrow night.
Friday, excuse me.
Yeah. Yeah, it just makes more sense now. And plus, he's returning to Japan, where he had a lot of history out there too. So is Jericho, but this makes more sense. Neville wins it.
This is gonna be one of those matches. I think there's gonna be like a stiller. This match is gonna be a stiller of that show.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with both of you. Neville going over makes the most sense. There would be no point in having Jericho win this match, even though, he is a veteran. It just doesn't make sense. Got to put Neville over. I remember watching Neville when he was in New Japan and Dragon Gate, and that Japanese crowd, they loved that guy. They loved him as Pac. So he's going to get a good reception out there. He's going to be over with them. So should be a good matchup, though.
I definitely agree. Jericho is definitely putting over Neville. Neville's going to be over as hell, as Tom was saying there, due to past independent stuff in Japan. Really, really excited to see this match, though, on a WWE scale.
Definitely. And the final matchup, the final two matches, you got Brock Lesnar versus Kofi Kingston. I really think this might be like Brock Lesnar is definitely gonna, do a suplex, city type of thing. But I really think Kofi's gonna get some offense in this match.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Brock Lesnar winning it. Somehow, New Day will interfere, but it will fail, and Brock Lesnar still walks out victorious.
I mean, this shouldn't even be a question. I'm going to be surprised if Kofi makes it back to the States in one piece. He may die. He may die. Brock Lesnar just might suplex him out of the ring, and Kofi just might die. Like I said, this is just another matchup that is just like you hear it booked and you're like, wait, what? Brock Lesnar and Kofi Kingston? Like, that's so random.
Yeah, I think R-Truth may have to join the New Day after Saturday because Kofi Kingston is no longer going to be.
Why is it going to be black? How come it can't be Bo Dallas?
Oh, God. Yeah.
Oh, my God. Cue the soundbite. Come on, Skits.
Which one you talking about? Because I can do this one. All you have to do is believe. Or I can do this one. Don't stop believing.
Either one is great because Bo Dallas, he's with the New Day. He's clapping and they're believing.
Speaking of Bo Dallas, let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys like Bo Dallas hanging out with the New Day? They're hilarious. I'm sorry. The funniest thing is on WWE TV right now.
No, it's great. It's great comedy, and it's comedy that actually works because you have Bo Dallas, the inspirational, speaker going against, the New Day, who's all about positivity. People wanted to see it. I think ever since the New Day turned heel, like it just makes sense, and it's hilarious TV.
Yeah, like I'm waiting to fucking Matt puts on that New Day. Bo Dallas promo on the soundboard because I definitely want to play that and laugh because it's hilarious.
Oh my God!
But if he doesn't do that, all I have to say is this: You got to be kidding! Okay, I'm done. Did you guys pick who you guys want to win that?
I'm pretty sure we're all going to pick Lesnar.
All right.
Yeah. No, I'm picking Kofi Kingston, and then he's going to go on and win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship because he's going to fill in for Brock Lesnar at Battleground. There we go, everybody. Solved it.
New Day.
Okay, I'm done. I swear.
All right. Next match for the NXT Heavyweight title. You got Finn Balor, a.k.a. Prince Devitt, going against Kevin Owens, a.k.a. Kevin Steen, live in Tokyo, Japan. I'm going Finn Balor. He's back home. The fucking original leader, Carl Anderson's partner in crime, is back in Tokyo, Japan. And he is going for the NXT title in Tokyo, Japan. I'm going for Finn Balor, straight up. All I have to say, I saw the Bullet Club T-shirts in the crowd.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to go with Finn Balor as well. I think somehow Cena will get involved. Or
why?
Why? It's continue their feud. With, they're having some heated rivalry between the two.
Cena's a face, though.
I know, I understand that. But I can see something like Finn Balor try to cheat. The referee's down. He's trying to use his title or a chair to knock out Finn Balor, but Cena comes and saves the day pretty much, and Finn Balor wins. He will raise his arm, and then he will just like let the crowd, let the crowd cheer for Finn Balor. Just take the spotlight.
So basically, you're saying that Cena's gonna do what he did when Kevin Owens pinned him. Lost. And he tried to basically, try to put himself over by putting him over at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, but then walk away and let freaking Finn Balor celebrate his title win.
I don't see John Cena getting involved whatsoever. He has nothing to do with NXT.
But this is a story between John Cena and Kevin Owens. I know he had nothing to do with NXT. But then later on, I could see Finn Balor, taking the CM Punk, when he won the world title, then he turned heel.
To me, it makes no sense for John Cena to even get involved. Not at all. For what? At all. I don't care if he's cheating
with
at all.
Kevin Owens.
It don't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me.
Let me.
It doesn't, because it's John Cena. What does he have to get involved for? He's a fucking almost 16-time champion. He doesn't need to get involved with this match. This is between Finn Balor and Kevin Owens.
Him and
I
Owens,
see
some kind of beef going on.
Let me ask you guys. Do you guys see John Cena get involved? And please state why, if you guys think so.
Tom, take it away, man.
I was thinking about this. I was thinking about progressing, the storyline between Owens and Cena. But something very interesting came to my mind because of what happened on Raw. Is there a possibility that Cesaro cost Kevin Owens the title because he cost him the United States title on Raw?
Now, that's more of a possibility.
Would make, I think, more sense than Cena because, Owens is feuding with Cena, yeah, but Owens never cost Cena anything. Owens cost Cesaro the United States title on Raw. So I could see Cesaro interfering in the match more than Cena. I think that's more likely of a possibility. I'm going to go, obviously, my pick, Finn Balor. Makes sense for him to win it in Japan. Very popular there. They've been building up this special. So, you want something to attract people and you want a title change here. So it makes sense. Kevin Owens is on the main roster now. So Finn Balor is going to be the number one guy down in NXT, especially with Sami Zayn being out. So, yeah, this is probably going to be a hell of a match. It's going to be a hell of an ovation. And it's funny because, Skip, you mentioned, the Bullet Club and Carl Anderson. Once again, Wednesday on NXT, they kept doing the Finn Balor little mini documentary. And they showed Mr. Carl Anderson once again tweeting Mr. Finn Balor and hanging out with him. And that, like I said, maybe I'm just a pessimist when it comes to this. I would really not be surprised by maybe the end of the year, 2016 maybe after Wrestle Kingdom, if Carl Anderson is gone from New Japan and in WWE. Maybe that's, like you said, maybe that's just me being hopeful and me digging too deep into things, but
I'm not sure who said it. Somebody, I think it was Oscar. He didn't think Kevin Owens would be in the WWE, but he's in the WWE now. So nobody thought that, I would say. But
yeah, I'm the one that said that.
yeah, and you have to also, Carl Anderson was allowed to do talk and shop in Florida with Finn Balor, and WWE only allows certain people to do interviews. So why would they let somebody from another company do an interview with Finn Balor? I think maybe too much of a coincidence. I don't know.
yeah, I can't wait for Talk and Shop. I'm pretty sure the Bucks are gonna be in that shit too. It's gonna be crazy. But back to the whole Cena thing, Matt. Your thoughts? Do you see John Cena getting involved, and if so, why? Because I still don't see nobody getting involved. I see a straight fight.
Now that it got brought up, I think Tom was right in the whole Cesaro being brought into this whole situation and him getting involved in this match. I think that makes a hell of a lot more sense. And like Tom was saying, he didn't cost Cena anything. He cost Cesaro a chance to be the United States champion. Although, I mean, what did that championship do for his career before? Besides the point, Cesaro interferes, Finn Balor wins. And plus, Cesaro has nothing really to do on this show besides beat up a Mexican. So,
Wow.
I'm pretty sure
I want to be Mexican.
Hold on. You mean the Puerto Rican?
I just said that. The wannabe Mexican. I apologize.
I don't know, dude. I just don't see nobody getting involved in this match. I see them having an actual fucking main event. Why interfere in the main event like that? Like, this is for, like, I just don't see it at all. That's just me. But we will see. And when we come back on the show, if John Cena fucking interfered in a match, I won't be on the show for 2 weeks. Straight up.
Yeah, stop it, Skits. Stop talking shit.
Yep, I'm done. All right, let's continue, can we? The show. Let's get back to some more talk. New Japan Pro Wrestling talk. How about that? Let's take a quick break. How about that? Real quick break, and I guess we can come back and talk about some New Japan.
Hey, Skits, you need a format sheet, bro. Come on.
Hey. Fuck you. We'll be right back.
This is Eli Everfly, and you're listening to Wrestling Heads Radio.
This is the Juice JT Dunn, and you're listening to Wrestling Heads Radio.
This is Ray's, the equal opportunity ass kicker. You are listening to Wrestling Heads Radio, and stay tuned, or I will go over there and I will spear the soul out of you.
All you have to do is believe! Welcome back to WH Radio, and fucking Matt, this motherfucker right here, trying to talk that bullshit. That's my boy.
Nice new sound right there.
How do I know Oscar? Oscar always marks out for fucking sound bites. Have you guys noticed that?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
This guy's trying to put Oscar on the spot.
What?
Come on, man.
What if we got a John Cena soundbite? I can't say shit.
Fuck John Cena. Let's get to the Japan.
But if you have the opportunity, you will want him on Wrestling Heads Radio for sure.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure anybody would.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
I'm pretty sure anybody would. I'm not about to argue with you, but let's keep it going for WH Radio. New Japan Pro Wrestling is going down. Pretty sure at least me and Oscar and Tom will be watching. I don't know about Matt. Unless I can drag him in. You ain't gotta watch. You know, you could always go to NewJapanWorld.com. You know, I always catch some New Japan Pro Wrestling. But I don't know if my boy Matt's with the the New Japan stuff.
Hey,
Here's like
bro.
the language.
Who's been to a New Japan technically based show, and who hasn't?
What?
Who's been to a New Japan related show, and who hasn't?
Hey, that's fine. That's fine.
You shut your mouth over there.
Hey, that's fine.
Whoa,
I've seen.
Fire.
If you want to go there, Matt, I've seen guys in New Japan.
Tom.
Guys
Hey,
that
Tom.
wrestle in New Japan.
Tom, in 1 month when that comes to fucking LA, how in the hell I'm going to be experiencing these two in my car? Seriously.
See, that's why I'm trying to get out to California so I can be the peacemaker and all of this.
I'm gonna tell you, me and Matt are turning the fuck up. That's what we're doing. We're turning the fuck up.
Rules. Tom,
we're being Rands.
I'll make some rules in my car or some shit. Like I'll go
me and Matt are turning the fuck in the hotel room. It's going down. I don't give a fuck.
We're going to be R-A-N, Rands.
It's Rands for sure, bro. But let's get to this New Japan card here. Shall we?
All right.
Tom, I'm gonna
let's go. So Sunday, probably starting around 5 o'clock in the morning, my time, probably around 2 your time. You can always check New Japan World for the dates. New Japan Dominion from Osaka-jo Hall, the first time New Japan's been in Osaka-jo Hall in over 21 years. So big comeback for them. Dark match, starting off with that. 10-man tag, we got Hiroshi Tenzan, Jushin Thunder Liger, Satoshi Kojima, Tiger Mask, and Yohei Komatsu, the young boy, taking on Manabu Nakanishi, Mascara Dorada, Ryusuke Taguchi, Sho Tanaka, the other young boy, and Yuji Nagata. I'm pretty sure most people might skip this match. Probably going to be a short little match, maybe showcase the young boys. But let's get to the main card. Three-way tag team match. IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles are on the line. We got Red Dragon, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly. We got Roppongi Vice, Beretta, and Rocky Romero. And we got the champs. 2-4.
Young Bucks. Young Bucks.
Mad Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks. So, I want to know who you guys picking in this one.
Fuck. It seems like this whole year, the fucking IWGP Junior Tag Test and tossing around here, hot potato and shit. Could be one event, RPG Vice can hold the belt. The next event, Red Dragon can hold them. Then the next event, Young Bucks. Playing hot potato with the damn tag belt. If I had to pick, I'll say Young Bucks will retain it. I hope that's the way they're going, because I don't want them to see hot potato the fucking tag belt.
Skip, who you got?
I'm thinking because I know the Bucks they're coming back to the States too, so you got to think about that too at the same time. Because the next big show after that is G1 Climax, right?
Yep.
They could keep the titles and not be booked for the G1 Climax whatsoever. Like, don't put no tag matches in there. And just keep the Bucks, keep the titles on them.
Yeah, I mean, usually during the G1 Climax, you're not going to really see any of the juniors. You may see them on the final day, because that's when we saw the debut of Red Dragon, was on the final day of the G1 Climax last year. So if at any time, that's probably when you'll see it. So maybe we'll see them, defending the titles on the last day. Who knows? I'm going to go with the Young Bucks as well. I think they're going to retain it. And Matt, did you have a comment on this one?
I'll throw my opinion in there, and I'll say the Young Bucks as well. I don't see a reason why they need to drop the belt so soon into the reign.
Very good. Very good.
Then then again, people said the same thing about RPG Vice as well. So, I mean, who knows?
Yeah, like Oscar said, they have been playing hot potato with that title, so it could go right back on RPG Vice. But we'll just have to see Sunday. Match. We got a tag team match. We got the Bullet Club consisting of Bad Luck Fale and Yujihiro Takahashi taking on Tetsuya Naito and Tomoaki Honma. This one, I got Naito and Honma going over. It seems like the Bullet Club hasn't been winning of late. There's no reason to put the Bullet Club over.
And you might want to let Matt know which Bullet Club members, because I don't want him to get the wrong Bullet Club guys.
Yeah, well, it's Bad Luck Fale, the underboss, the big guy, and Yujihiro Takahashi, the only...
Hey, Skits. I'm not as dumb as you think I am when it comes to New Japan.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's not that dumb, but...
Come on, man. Come on.
But, Oscar, who do you got in this one?
It could go either way. Because I'm gonna want to see Bullet Club, but I think this is a match where Bullet Club could lose. And at the same time, fuck. Get back to me. Let me keep thinking about it. Ask Skits.
Skits, who are you taking in this one?
I'm going to have to go ahead and choose Naito Honma.
Yeah, I think that one makes the most sense. Next up, we got Katsuyori Shibata taking on Kazushi Shibata. Former tag team partners consisting of Laughter 7. These guys have fought each other actually in MMA as well. In this one, I'm going to start off. I'm going to take Shibata. I think Shibata's in line for a really, really big push going forward. It's been a long time coming, and I think this kind of starts it off.
Shibata's going to kill it in the G1 Climax, too, so I'm looking for that, too.
Yeah, I'm picking Shibata on this one, too.
Definitely. Should be a hard-hitting one as well. Should be great. Matt, I didn't know if you had any comments on this or whatever.
No, I'll let you guys move on.
All right, the next match. IWGP Junior Heavyweight titles on the line. We got the winner of the Best of the Super Juniors, Kushida, taking on the cleaner, Kenny Omega. Oscar, who are you taking in this one?
I'm picking Kushida on this one. We're having a new champ.
Very interesting. Skits, who are you taking?
Why I get this fucking feeling this is going to happen, but I have a feeling that Alex Shelley's going to turn Kushida and Kenny Omega wins. I don't know why I get this dumbass feeling.
I'm 100% with you, Skits. I've had that feeling for a little while as well.
Okay, but if they're going to do that, what's best released to Ring of Honor? Alex Shelley's going to be doing... Or at the same time, maybe it doesn't matter because Alex Shelley...
They can always switch up the card.
In August. Huh?
They can always switch up the card if possible.
Yeah.
But if that happen, Kenny Omega.
You know, for me, it's very interesting because last time in April when AJ Styles retained his title, you kind of saw Kenny Omega because he went against Ibushi, and Omega and Ibushi, excuse me, have been partners in the past in DDT, very good friends. And as AJ Styles and the Bullet Club are celebrating, Kenny kind of has this look on his face like he kind of wants to take the title from AJ. And he's got this look like he could be turning on the Bullet Club sometime soon because, you know, Kenny Omega is really, really popular in Japan. I mean, you could argue one of the most popular gaijins ever in Japan. Maybe next to like Stan Hansen, Vader, those guys. He's extremely popular. So that's where I don't know where this is going to go, because I don't know if they start Kenny Omega's heel turn from here. I think Kenny Omega retains, but like I said, don't be surprised if he loses that title soon, maybe after the G1 Climax, maybe a Power Struggle in November. Don't be surprised, and I think at maybe Wrestle Kingdom, you see maybe Kenny Omega's big push coming.
He deserves it.
Oh, I mean, without a doubt, one of the most talented wrestlers on this planet. Next matchup, this is going to be a good one. We got a rematch. For the never open weight title, we got the champ, Togi Makabe, going against one of the best on earth.
The best.
Tomohiro Ishii. I'll start with you, Skip. Who do you got on this one?
You don't have to ask me these questions, bro. You know Ishii is my guy. Ishii should never lost the title in the first place. I'm going to keep it real. Ishii's the guy to win, for sure. And it's going to be a hard-hitting match. I'm going to tell you that.
All right. Well, I think this is going to be a match tonight. Because most of the Ishii matches are match of the night. They're going to beat the shit out of each other. Ishii's walking out, once again, in the Openweight Championship.
I am going to disagree with you guys. I think there was a reason that Togi Makabe, when he first won the title from Ishii, he only had to drop it back to Ishii because Makabe got injured. And without that, I think he would have still been champ. I think Ishii loses, but I think Ishii goes on to the Intercontinental title scene, and which I'll get to that in a little bit, and I'll tell you why. But I'm taking Makabe in this one.
I like that too. What you just said with him in the IC title division, because never open. It's kind of like the U.S. title in New Japan.
Yeah, and Ishii's helped elevate that title, and I think it's just up to Makabe now to keep that rolling, so it makes sense. Next matchup, IWGP Tag Team titles are on the line. We got the champs, the Kingdom, Matt Taven and Mike Bennett, with Maria taking on the Bullet Club, Doc Gallows, Carl Anderson, accompanied by Amber Gallows. Start off with you, Oscar. Who do you think gets the titles?
I got the Bullet Club on this one. No reason for the Kingdom to carry the tag titles anymore.
Yeah, I'm with Oscar on this. I'm definitely with Oscar on this one. I'm pretty sick of this feud, too. This feud needs to be done. It needs to be another tag team to step up, because I'm sick of this feud. So, Matt Taven and Mike Bennett, you guys can go for them ROH tag titles, because you guys really didn't have no feud with, any Japanese guys. They put you guys against Americans, so, but, hey.
Matt, what do you think about this whole Bullet Club Kingdom thing going on?
I think it's very interesting that the Kingdom joined the whole Chaos stable. I'm not sure what the status is on that. I know they're doing that whole big tag match, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna go. I don't know. I want to say I don't like this feud, to be honest. I'm kind of with Skits. I think it's very stupid that they're doing it over Maria and making that whole situation possible. But I want to go. I think I'm gonna go with Chaos.
Now, I gotta ask, because you mentioned something. I don't think the Kingdom are in chaos. I think right now the current members, it's Nakamura who's the leader. We got Geto, we got Okada, we got Ishii, we got Beretta and Rocky Romero, we got Toriano and Yoshihashi. I think that's it. I don't think the Kingdom joined chaos. I could be wrong, but I don't know.
I was under the impression that they did from the whole Ring of Honor show and the after part of it and everything. So if that's not the case, then I apologize. Yeah.
Yeah, I was curious about that too, but I don't think they're officially in the stable. But yeah, I'm gonna go with you guys. I'm gonna go with the Bullet Club. Made no sense to put the titles on the Kingdom. I know you wanted to have some momentum for some Ring of Honor guys, but this feud has just been absolute horseshit. I've ranted and raved for months and months about how horrible this feud is, going back all the way to February. That is how long this piece of shit feud has been going on. The matches haven't been that good. I don't know why, these four guys are all talented, but when they're in the ring, there isn't a lot of chemistry in there. There's not a lot of connection. Maybe that's how it is sometimes. Sometimes some tag teams have connections, sometimes they don't. But hopefully this ends, put the titles back on Bullet Club, and see what goes from there, see what happens after that with the Bullet Club going forward. Hopefully maybe the Kingdom stay, Ring of Honor, because I think that's more their scene. And hopefully this time the camera doesn't go straight up into Maria's colon, because that's where the camera went last time. Ridiculous. All right, next matchup. We got a singles match, probably the end of the feud between these two guys. We got Hiroshi Tanahashi and Toru Yano going one-on-one. Skits, who are you taking in this one? Skits?
Skits, you dead?
All right, well, Skits didn't answer. So, Oscar, who do you think is going to win this one?
I think Skit's going to win this one.
Yeah, is he? But who are you taking between Tanahashi and Yano, Oscar?
I think Tanahashi wins this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you there. He's been feuding with Yano for a while, and it's only because he's been reportedly injured, which it didn't look that way on the Ring of Honor shows. He was flying all over the place, so maybe he's back in better health. But we'll see where Tanahashi fits in going forward. I don't know if Skits is back. You there, man? Nope, still dead. All right, next matchup. IWGP Intercontinental title. We got the challenger, the king of strong style, Shinsuke Nakamura, going against the champ, Hiroki Goto. Oscar, who do you think walks out with the title this Sunday?
I want to see, but I want Goto to win. I want to see how he continues on with the Intercontinental Championship, because it seems like every time Nakamura loses the title to somebody, person's only carrying the title until they feel like giving it back the title to Nakamura. But this is like another situation, same situation. It's like Battle Like Fall. He had it for a little bit and then lost to Nakamura. So, fuck. I want to say Goto on this one, because I feel like it really don't make no sense if you give it back to Nakamura.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. I think Goto wins this. There's also been indications that Goto wants to either unify the IAC and the heavyweight title or something like that. I don't think I think that was just kind of like a rumor or an idea that Goto got. I don't know if that's going to happen. But I think Nakamura, he loses, but he finds his way back into the heavyweight title team. You back?
It's funny because I don't know what the hell is going on. Like, my mic was unmuted, and I'm talking to you guys and the shit would work. I heard you. You asked me, like, a match, and I'm answering, and you're like, Skits? And then Oscar was like, Skits is going to win. I heard that. I heard everything. I just don't know what the hell is going on. You guys couldn't hear me. I heard you guys. Blogtalk Radio or what?
Yeah, we hear you now. We hear you now. So, for you, I'll go back to the Tanahashi-Yano match and then give us your thoughts on the Goto-Nakamura match for the IC title.
Tanahashi for sure.
He's a killer. We know what Tanahashi can do, and he's always putting on good matches. So I'm going with Tanahashi.
And who are you going to take for the Hiroki Goto Shinsuke Nakamura match for the IC title?
You know, Nakamura's been the IC champ for a long time. I don't know if he's actually not the champ, but I don't know. Do we put the title back on him, or do we let Goto just go forward? That's the question. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with Goto. I think Goto should keep it. We see that Nakamura probably can move up to the IWGP Heavyweight title match.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking for Nakamura as well. And, Goto could be a good placeholder. I think eventually Ishii might win the IC title, maybe at Wrestle Kingdom, maybe something like that. Who knows? But anyway, let's move on to the main event of the evening. IWGP Heavyweight title is on the line. We got the challenger, Kazuchika Okada, the Rainmaker, going against IWGP Heavyweight Champ, the phenomenal AJ Styles. Oscar, who do you think is walking out with IWGP Heavyweight title this Sunday?
I'm going to pick Okada due to the fact that we don't know the future of AJ Styles in the upcoming months. If AJ was willing to resign with New Japan in the month, maybe AJ would have still walked out. But I think Okada walking out championship, and plus you have the G1 climax coming up, and usually the winner will get a title shot at Wrestle Kingdom. I don't know if AJ will be at Wrestle Kingdom this year. With all these rumors going around, they could be heading to WWE. Or possibly, WWE. He could be out for New Japan for a bit, and if he doesn't like the deal with WWE offering, he can go back. But with all the uncertainty right now, I'm going to have to stay safe with Okada.
And Skits, who are you taking on this one?
I think I'm with Oscar. AJ's had it for a while. I felt like he lost it for a trip at time and got it right back. I think he's starting to drop the title, and we'll see what happens next. Maybe a new contender, like I said, Nakamura.
Maybe. Matt, what are your thoughts on this?
I'm not too sure of my thoughts on this. I think I'm going to go with Okada, but I'm going to go with Okada. I think so. I'm going to go with Okada.
And I'm going to be in agreement with you guys. I think Okada takes the belt off of AJ Styles. There's not much left, I think, for AJ to do. He's now multiple-time IWGP champion. You have to put the belt back on Okada, especially with the G1 Climax coming up. The G1 Climax is the indicative of probably what's going to happen at Wrestle Kingdom, the main event. So you want to put the title back on Okada, set up the feud going forward for whoever wins the G1 Climax. And, I don't know what happens with AJ Styles in New Japan going forward. Maybe Wrestle Kingdom is his last match. Who knows? We'll have to see what's up with AJ Styles and New Japan going forward in the future. But that is the card. New Japan Dominion this Sunday. NewJapanWorld.com. If you can't watch it live, it'll be available on New Japan World on demand after the event is over. Should be hell of an event. That is a great card right there. I see 4 or 5 great matches. I see a couple really good matches as well. So it should be great. And then, G1 Climax starts July 20th. It's right here.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a great event. If you have New Japan World, it will be on there.
New Japan World's the best.
What?
I said New Japan World's the best.
Yeah. So people that's listening, just check out the event. If you don't have New Japan World, then go get it. It's better than the WWE Network, in my opinion.
I don't know about that, but
well, cause they have everything. WWE Network's missing some Nitros, missing some SmackDowns. So yeah.
I think it's subjective to what you like. I mean, both of them are great deals. I don't think anybody can deny that. But yeah, I mean, I mean, last year's G1 Climax I thought was great. I mean, I've only seen 2 G1 Climaxes, but I mean, the matches we fucking saw on like a consistent basis. It's the only problem with the G1 Climax is it's so much wrestling. You know, it's going to be running from July 20th to August 16th. You know, it's not going to happen day after day. Usually they take like 2-day breaks sometimes. But still, it's going to be a lot of New Japan to watch in the next month.
Yeah, man, New Japan. I can't wait for the G1 Climax though. Like, it's gonna be nuts. Michael Elgin is gonna be in it this year. I want to see who they're gonna put him against. You know, but we'll definitely see. Let's move on. Congratulations to EC3, your new TNA Heavyweight Champion. I did not get a chance to watch the actual match, but I know at least maybe 2 guys here on the show watched it. If you guys want to talk about EC3 winning the title against Kurt Angle, go for it.
Well, I haven't watched it either. I can say we saw it coming. You know, he was going to win the title sooner or later. I remember me and Skits went to Bound for Glory 2013 when he made his debut there, and we knew that, you know, he was Derek Bateman in WWE, see what he could do. He beat on our former guest on the show, you know, Peter Avalon, a.k.a. North Furman, yeah. So it went from that to now he's the new TNA champion, well deserved. You know, he was never properly used in the WWE, and this is the only, you know, the rarest thing that TNA did great. I mean, did something great. It's, you know, they made a character for him that worked. So hats off on TNA for this one.
Oh yeah, I mean, finally, I think there's a champion that people can invest in. Can Kurt Angle still go in the ring? Yes, but he's becoming a broken down old man. People don't want to see that anymore. People like fresh, new, young stars. Why do you think Seth Rollins is WWE World Heavyweight Champion and people like it? Because that's something fresh, something new. It's better to see that than to see Kane be World Champion. So finally, TNA is doing something right. You know, they've always done great by EC3. And, you know, that's one of the positives people have been talking about for years in TNA, in a time where a lot of negativity is coming with that company. People always point to EC3 as one of the bright spots in the company, and something that the company has done right and not messed up and not bullshitted. So it's great to see EC3 win the title. The match itself, I thought, was pretty good. Some good near falls, you know, kicking out of each other's finishers. EC3 getting out of the ankle lock multiple times, and yeah, just an overall solid match. But it's better now that EC3 is champion. And Kurt Angle, you know, with the reports that he has a tumor in his neck, the guy needs to, like, take some time off. You know, it's getting ridiculous how this guy just abuses his body. Like, take some fucking time off, please.
I think he needs to retire. You know, he needs to join the club with Kane, Mark Henry, Big Show. You know, but the only difference about that, he's actually better than all of them. I think he needs to join that club and just realize it's time for the new generation to take over professional wrestling.
You say that now, but I think a lot of people would clamor for the opportunity for Kurt Angle to show back up in WWE.
That is true, but I think if people, first of all, I think one of the main things people wanted to see was Kurt Angle, Daniel Bryan, and that's not going to happen. So that a lot of interest kind of...
Well, I mean, both of them do have to be healthy.
Yeah. So that match is not going to... And I think that's the number one match people were clamoring for. They were clamoring for that technical masterpiece, what would have been Kurt Angle versus Daniel Bryan. You take that away, and yeah, there's still a lot of guys on the roster that can put on a great match with Kurt Angle, but there's not as much incentive to put him against a couple guys. And if he does come back for a WWE run, people want it to be short. They don't want it to be a 3-year-long run. Have him in there for 6-8 months, do a couple matches, and then retire. That's it.
Yeah, I would agree with you there, but instead he's going to continue killing his body for next to no fans in TNA. So good luck to him with that.
What did you think of the EC3 Angle match?
I actually thought it was a really good match. A lot of people were knocking the final pinfall, and I thought the way they had EC3 kind of outsmart Kurt Angle to win the match was really, really cool, especially after having Tyrus ejected from ringside and doing all that dumb shit in the beginning so it didn't have to come in the end. Really, really enjoyed that personally.
Yeah, and, TNA is TNA, and if you don't like it, like Eric Young said, if you don't like it, then go fuck yourself. Great way to bring some new fans in. TNA needs to tell their fucking wrestlers and their management and anybody, and Dixie Carter especially, to stay the fuck off of Twitter. Oh my God, this week has been another disaster. Especially with multiple things happening. First of all, reports are coming out that a lot of fake bots and a lot of fake accounts were created and followed TNA talent like Dixie Carter and especially Bob Ryder, because he said he got like 5,000 followers. Nobody gives a fuck what Bob Ryder thinks. No one's going to follow him. Are you kidding me? So that's pathetic thing number one.
Basically, you're saying that they're desperate for anything? Just
yeah,
like how,
absolutely.
I'm going to put you over to Matt. I'm going to put you over. Matt basically put over TNA, and then they then Dixie tweets Matt.
Yeah, and then
Billy Corgan retweets it, and they all make a big deal about that one tweet getting TNA some like positive attention.
Mm-hmm. And then there was the tweet where a fan tweeted to Dixie Carter and said, "Man, you guys have a great show. Too bad it's on a shit network." And she responded back by saying, "Thanks," with a smiley face. Instead of defending the fucking network that she's on, she decided to just say, "Hey, thanks for watching TNA. I'm not going to defend the network we're on. This is why they're not getting renewed in September."
Since we're on a TNA subject, breaking news, people, for all those TNA lovers out there, Andy Barton has left the company. Barton worked with Dixie Carter and her management and marketing company from 1996 to 2002. So he's left the company. And if you also want to talk about other people leaving the company, Magnus has left the company, people. So Magnus has now joined the force.
Yeah, and now there's the whole Global Force TNA thing that's going on, because now Bobby Roode is going to be appearing on Global Force Wrestling. Terrible idea. Number one, Force Wrestling. What were you going to say?
Before I get
Skits. Is that the return? Wait a minute. Is that the return of Skits' shitty mic? Is that what I hear?
Stop it.
You're good now. Go ahead.
Once again, you're sniky shitty.
I'm not on the mic.
Whatever you're on, your voice is too low.
Do I need to get close to my phone and set down speaker? Is this better for you?
Yeah,
better?
Do that.
Yeah, it's better.
I was on speaker the whole time.
So go ahead with what you were going to say before I was going to go off on another thing.
I was saying Austin Aries is now a free agent, and I believe it's some more TNA people that left the company soon.
Yeah. People jumping off the ship before the Titanic sinks. And like I was going to say, Global Force Wrestling and TNA now trading talent or whatever. Why? What is that going to do? First of all, okay, let's take a look at it from both standpoints. You're Global Force Wrestling. You're a brand new promotion. You want to stand yourself out like Lucha Underground does. You want to stand yourself out like Ring of Honor does and New Japan does. And what's the first thing you do? Six-sided ring. Immediately, people are going to think TNA because Jeff Jarrett runs the company. Secondly,
but let's not forget, I just want to throw something out. Let's not forget that TNA had the four-sided ring, and once they started Global Force with the six-sided ring, they went back. Remember?
No, TNA's been using the six-sided ring ever since last year, where people were bitching and complaining because they wanted the six-sided ring back.
Well, they knew that Global Force was going with the six-sided ring, so they tried to beat them to the punch.
Well, I mean, I don't think that's the case. Like I said, it was last year around the summertime when they were doing the New York City taping, and people were saying, TNA, can we have the six-sided ring back? And finally, TNA had to give in. I think it was more of that than Global Force. But anyway, so you have Global Force, and you're trying to stand out. And their attendance has been shit for their first couple of shows. So you want to stand out. Immediately, you align yourself with a company that is dropping by the day. What logic does that make? And then you look at TNA. TNA is trying to save this company. TNA is trying to save face. They're trying to get back on track. And what do? You bring in a company that has not been established yet. You have a company that you don't know still all the specifics on it. And you bring in Jeff Jarrett onto your biggest show and make him win a title in the main event. Absolutely mind-boggling from both of these companies. Both of these companies are not benefiting from each other. I'm sorry.
Well, we actually have some matches that Global Force have announced today. Should we go down them or talk about them?
Yeah, let's do it.
So, Coco Cabana will be debuting at a Global Force show on July 9th. So, looks like, I guess he's joined the Force?
Yep.
You got Bullet Club going against, what's the name of this tag team? I know Matt was just talking about this match earlier. Matt?
I believe you're talking about Ohio is for Killers. Is that where you're...
Yes. They'll be going at it on the 9th. Peep this out. This is a good booking right here. Tommaso Ciampa going against Magnus. This is the same show. You got you got Oscar's boy Sanjay Dutt going against PJ Black.
That should be a good one. That should be a good match.
Bullet Club going against PJ Black and Sonata. This is at another show. This is on the 10th. And you got Scott Steiner. I don't know why he's making an appearance, but he'll be at the show on the 11th. And here's another show on the 11th. You got Bullet Club going against Watanabe and Sonata. And this is probably the best. This right here, this next match I'm talking about is probably the best match that they have booked so far on the 11th. Johnny Gargano against Chuck Taylor.
Yeah. I mean, that should be a good one. And, I mean, but listen, no offense to Gargano and Chuck Taylor because they're both some of my favorites, but that's not really a main event on a show. You know, you should be able to stack your card. And, you know, like I said, with Gargano and Chuck Taylor, obviously there's going to be some comedy in there, and they're going to put on a great match. But, you know, like I said, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but do you, when you hear Gargano versus Chuck Taylor, do you think a main event?
No.
No.
So it's, like I said, it's kind of indicative of what Global Horse Wrestling is doing when the best match is not a main event. That's just my thing. Speaking of Chuck Taylor, did I see the tweet not too long ago where he tweeted out that he was retiring and he told people to contact him for bookings? Is that Chuck Taylor just working us?
I don't know. I haven't seen him at PWG in a while.
Matt, what do you think about this whole thing?
I feel like he's going to the WWE. That's what I feel like is happening.
Very, very interesting.
You know, it's funny, Trent is coming back in Bola, but not Chuck Taylor.
Yeah.
And I really think, like, I thought they were going to, like, book Chuck T, you know, because, you know, he's really not doing it. And, you know, we could say ACH has been in, like, Mexico. You know what I mean? We could say that. We can also say that Cedric Alexander has been busy, too, you know, back, you know, where he's from. So, but,
yeah, well, you know, to me, I feel like, you know, Ring of Honor fucking with PWG. We're not, you know, having their talent working for them the next few months because PWG announced their shows months ahead, but then, you know, Ring of Honor took the advantage. Okay, let's make a Ring of Honor show on this day, so none of our talent will work at PWG. That's how I see it.
I really don't see it like that, to be honest with you. That's just me.
Okay.
It's just one show. Just the next show that we know is Roderick Strong's not going to show up. And
I know, but why haven't ACH been there? Why hasn't Cedric?
ACH, like I said, he's been in Mexico.
That's tomorrow. But why can't he be in Tremendous? Why? How come he wasn't in PWG last week? Why is that?
I could have sworn that he was in Mexico like the whole time.
No, he's barely going tomorrow. I told you this morning in text he's wrestling Pentagon Jr. tomorrow.
I don't know. Maybe he's booked. Who knows? Maybe he's booked. You want to find out where ACH is at? Tweet him.
Well, you tweeted him. He hasn't responded to you. But I'm just telling you right now, Ring of Honor is just fucking with PWG. You know, you all know Roderick Strong, the champ, will not be in the next show. Possibly even Bola. It's a possible he could get to Bola, but he can't do all three shows. You know, Ring of Honor has a show during Bola week as well. So maybe after Bola, we'll see guys like ACH come back and Cedric Alexander come back.
What do you guys think? Because I really don't think, you know, Ring of Honor is trying to stop people from going to PWG.
I'm not saying trying to stop. It's just that, you know, PWG made these announcements of all these shows a month ahead, and they're just taking the advantage of, okay, let's just fuck with them. Let's just take, you know, ACH, Cedric Alexander, Roderick Strong with them. We're just pretty much fucking with them, dude.
I'll say this. I don't think Ring of Honor is trying to stop people from going to PWG, or they're trying to make their talent not go there, but there's definitely a rift between Ring of Honor and PWG, and they've had a working relationship for years now. I mean, going back to the early days of PWG. So they've been working together for a long time. But ever since Ring of Honor started getting bigger, and they're on pay-per-view, and they're on national TV, they are more reluctant to put their guys in PWG because, listen, different indie promotions, maybe they feel more comfortable with, but when you send guys to PWG, you know that they're going to be going balls to the wall 150% because that's what's expected in that promotion now. Every guy is expected to go out there and put on their best stuff and nothing less. And there's a very, very high risk of injury when it comes to something like that, when it comes to not taking it easy or doing your usual stuff. A lot of guys, when they go to PWG, they want to prove themselves. They want to do new stuff. They do some dangerous things. So Ring of Honor realizes that and says, well, maybe we shouldn't be having as many guys going there as we can. So there's definitely not a big relationship.
The reason why I say that I don't think Ring of Honor is messing with PWG because AIW ran a show the same weekend as PWG. Cedric Alexander decided to work for AIW that weekend. It goes by, I guess, whoever's paying you the most or whatever, I guess.
I don't know. It's definitely become that.
Roderick Strong's part of a big storyline in Ring of Honor, so it makes sense for him to fucking be a part of the next show,
Yeah. Like I said, there's definitely a bigger rift between, some companies and PWG. It happened with TNA. It's happening with Ring of Honor. So, like I said, I don't think people are trying to, sabotage it or people are trying to, make it that PWG can't run certain guys. It's just that they're pulling their guys away and they're saying, well, maybe we're not, going to, send them to PWG because, and a lot of the time it's also that when people think of a certain guy, they think of a certain promotion. For I think a while now, when people thought El Generico, they thought PWG because that's where he was most prominent. Yeah, he was, in big feuds in Ring of Honor, but he wasn't a main event guy. He wasn't pushed as a main event guy, but he was in PWG. So Ring of Honor wants their guys to be known as Ring of Honor guys, not PWG guys.
Well, do you have a thought, Matt? Or no?
Yeah, I definitely do. I feel like this whole situation is, again, I agree with Tom for probably the 100,000th time because I feel like PWG and Ring of Honor are kind of having a lot of issues right now, especially since Michael Elgin putting over Trevor Lee last year. I know that was the big thing that caused Michael Elgin to lose the Ring of Honor championship. So I feel like ever since that whole scenario happened, I feel like Ring of Honor has a lot of heat with PWG. They may not admit it publicly, but I think it's a thing. I really do. And especially with them getting bigger, with them being on national TV, with them having to have their guys more healthy than ever right now, I feel like definitely they're trying to prevent guys from being on those shows.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a good weekend.
And you know what? In the grand scheme of things, if it means that Ring of Honor guys, any Ring of Honor guys can't go on PWG anymore, then that's the way it has to be. It's not going to be a big loss for PWG because look at what they've announced. They brought in UK talent. They've brought in fucking Lucha Underground talent. There's always going to be talent to go to PWG because it's the epicenter of independent wrestling. It's where everybody wants to go. It's where people strive to be. So they're never going to be short of talent. So if it means the Ring of Honor guys can only appear on Ring of Honor, then you know what? Let them make their money with Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor's on fire right now with the TV, with pay-per-views. You know, guys, I think, are getting the sense that they can make good money with Ring of Honor now, with how much momentum they have. You know, attendance is up, merchandise sales are up, so there's probably more incentive to just stay in Ring of Honor and not fight it.
Definitely, man. Yeah, just like you said, I don't think it's gonna hurt the company. It is what it is, you know. Move on. Like Tom was mentioning earlier, Bobby Roode is going to be in the Global Force tournament for the Global Force title. I'm not sure who exactly all that tournament as of now. All I know is Bobby Roode so far. Does anybody else here on the show have any clue, or are you guys still waiting for more announcements?
No, I don't know anything. You probably put out probably more announcement, but yeah, I don't know anything so far. And by the way, I'm not even going anyway. So I'm going to PWG. So
yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard anything.
And also some news, Brock Lesnar will be working more house shows this year. He'll be working the August show, August 8th, when they go to Sydney, Australia, and then November 6th when they go to London. So they're definitely trying to work with the Beast, Brock Lesnar, you know, to take him to different countries, which is dope. And I'm pretty sure those T-shirts are going to sell, too.
yeah, Jeff, everyone likes those Suplex City shirts. Everybody likes to say Suplex City bitch. So that's just, since he says those wear WrestleMania, everybody's all over his nuts about it.
Yeah, you know, Brock Lesnar's a huge draw. So him being on these house shows, it's going to draw people in just by having his name on there. It's going to sell out just because of Brock Lesnar. That's how big of, you know, a name he is in the world of professional wrestling and WWE. So it's good that he's working, you know, more house shows. Like I said, it's going to help, you know, maybe some shows that people said, you know, it's a house show, I don't really want to go, but you announce Brock Lesnar, and they're like, fuck yeah, I want to go, I want to see him.
Everybody's showing up at house shows now, even The Rock.
Yeah. So it's good to see him do that. Like I said, I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing more of Lesnar than usual. You know, he's not going to be on every single show. He's not going to be on every single Raw. I think we know that, but we're going to see more of him, I think, than usual.
So, also, as more news, Becky Lynch is out with injury. So all those Becky Lynch fans are big Becky Lynch fans. Her and Sasha Banks, women's match of the year so far. She's out with a hip injury. I have no clue on how long she's going to be out, but it's going to be a couple weeks. I'm guessing as of now, because there's no timeline yet. So Becky's out for a while, and you also got Bayley out with a broken hand. So you got two girls out right now, and that's why you see for those folks that are complaining about the women's division in NXT right now. That's why you have Sasha Banks, Dana Brooke, and Emma. All I have to say is deal with it and stop crying like bitches and learn to fucking like Dana Brooke, because I'm going to tell you straight up, when I first saw Charlotte, she was garbage. When I first saw Sasha, she was garbage. Those girls stepped their game up. Don't think the other girls aren't going to step their game up. They have to step their game up. It's a must.
Dana Brooke is the equivalent to TNA. She needs everybody to praise her, or else, you know, everybody's going to shit on her.
She does have some DSL, I'll tell you that.
Ask Oscar the story. When we were WrestleMania weekend, nobody knew who she was. I'm the first one that went up to her. And after that, everybody goes up to her.
Hold on, Skid. I told you.
You mentioned her.
Yeah. I told you. Then you went up to her.
You asked me, was that her? I was like, oh, yeah, that is her. But, yeah, like, nobody really was messing with her until, we basically, went up to her. Tell you about fans that just want photos.
Yeah, I feel like people are on Dana Brooke a little too much. I realize she's very green. Maybe she shouldn't be on TV just yet. But like you said, you got to give her a chance. And like I've stated this before in the past, Sarah Del Rey is training the women down there. Sarah Del Rey could train anything. She could train a lamp to become a great wrestler. That is how good this fucking woman is at training. And you have Finley down there as well, and Norman Smiley. You have such a great group of coaches down there that it would be almost impossible not to turn into a great talent. So, easy off of Dana Brooke a little bit. Like I said, I'm not a fan of her. I'm just playing devil's advocate and saying lay off of her. The Becky Lynch thing, I'm
with you, dude. They ain't to lay off her. I don't give a fuck. She's sucking right now. She's gonna step up. Like I said, Sasha Banks and Charlotte both sucked when they started in NXT.
Yeah, and see it's becoming a big problem in NXT because NXT it is its own brand now. But
you think fans are starting to get spoiled? With like girls like Sasha and Charlotte. Good.
No, it's not even that. It's not even just that. It's what it's become is its own brand, but it's so developmental. And you bring in a big group of indie guys like Kevin Steen, Prince Devitt, Kenta, Samoa Joe, Sami Callihan. You start bringing in all these names, and that's what people expect. They expect indie names that can go out there and immediately put on a great match within, their first day. But that's not how everybody is. And then, people shit on, kind of WWE's homegrown talent without really giving them a chance because we're being introduced to the indie talents that we know of, and we knew how great they were, and we knew they were going to be great in WWE. But a lot of other fans are like, man, those guys are good. But, man, these other guys, those guys are shit. So it's like a lot of the homegrown talent is
you make a good point, because now that I think about it, she is a homegrown talent, Dana Brooke.
Yeah, and, so is Charlotte. Charlotte's a homegrown talent. Sasha Banks did a little bit of indies, not a lot. But it's just that's the problem. Imagine at one point, say, they're building up all these girls, Dana Brooke and Alexa Bliss and all that. But imagine they bring in Jessica Havoc and Athena and, Cherry Bomb, for example. They bring in all these girls, all great talent. When you look at those three girls, you're going to say, man, they're great in the ring. And then you look at Dana Brooke and you're like, man, she is shit compared to those girls because a lot of people don't know the experience difference between the two people. And they don't realize that one girl is still learning while the other girls, are completely ready.
Our buddy Nathan, he fucking hates Dana Brooke. So he's pretty pissed.
I did. I saw him tweeting NXT, and Dana Brooke tweeted back. She tweets back a lot of her haters. So if you hate Dana Brooke, tweet her. She'll probably tweet you back. But
I think that sets her apart from everybody in the sense of her being a little bit. I don't know. I don't think in WWE you should be vanity searching yourself and trying to find who hates you and who doesn't. I don't think it's about that at that stage. Maybe if you're at an independent level, you could be doing that. But in WWE, worry about yourself and worry about your talent more than you should worry about what people are saying.
You know what? Not our boy, and I know he is made. And he shits on our fans too. Kevin Owens does it all the time.
Oh, well, all right, that's kind of two different things because Kevin Owens shits on everybody, and he does it well. Dana Brooke, she's not at that level of mastery of completely owning people that Kevin Owens has. He's been doing it for years.
That's true. I was just trying to make a point. Like, you know, I'm pretty sure Kevin searches too. I'm pretty sure they all search. You know, I don't care if you're WWE or Indies. I'm pretty sure they all search. You know.
But everybody that Kevin Owens shits on tags him in the tweet. Dana Brooke just goes out of her way to cause shit.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Honestly, this is another story for another day. To be honest with you, So let's move on. You know what? We're just about done with the show. We'll just start plugging some shit. There's a lot of shit to plug. Ladies and gentlemen, wrestling heads, I want you guys to get a pen and a paper right now and put this in your calendar because on July 16th at 7 p.m. East Coast time, from Team Tremendous, Dan Barry coming in here on the show, joining me, myself, Tom, and Matt is actually going to join us on that interview since Oscar would not be able to be on the show that day. So
I know. Won't be able to show, but maybe after Wrestling Heads, you guys could check out the Wrestling Guy podcast. I'll be helping out David Gomez. I'll be interviewing Robbie E from TNA with them. So maybe after Wrestling Heads, you could go on to the Wrestling Guy podcast, and me and David will hold down with Robbie E.
Who's that?
Bro.
Also, you want to go ahead and announce our other guests we got coming this month, Oscar?
Yes, July 23rd, which I believe is the perfect time to have this gentleman in our show. Well, if you've been sleeping under a rock lately and not paid attention to our Twitter, we announced that July 23rd we're having Lucha Underground's own, and he's the current AWS champion, Willie Mack, returning to Wrestling Heads Radio. He'll be coming back.
I got a lot of questions to ask that, man.
Huh?
I have a lot of questions to ask that, man.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna tell you why it's a perfect day to have him on that day, July 23rd. Watch Lucha Underground the night you have him on Wrestling Heads. You will see why it's a perfect day to have him on Wrestling Heads. And we're going to talk about his match against Brian Cage at AWS that Saturday after Wrestling Heads. So he has some stuff to talk about. He's been doing a lot of things as of late, and something's telling me Tom's going to ask him a question that I already know about. But
I think I'm going to ask him a question. I think I'm going to ask him the same question I asked Ray's on the Wrestling Guy. That's the same exact question. Straight up.
Go for it. You or Tom could answer that or ask him that question, that mysterious question. Maybe it's not mysterious, but yeah, go for it. But Willie Mack is going to be on Wrestling Heads Radio July 23rd. That's something you don't want to miss.
Also, if you like going on YouTube, you go on my boy Matt's Weekly Wrestling Podcast page, and you guys gotta check out the interview with him and the five-time WCW champion and Hall of Famer Booker T.
Booker T was a guest on Weekly Wrestling Podcast last Sunday at Destiny World Wrestling. An honor and a pleasure to speak with him. Highly recommend checking that out. And our interview with All Eagle Leafy Page as well. Hilarious stuff.
Matt, whose dick did you suck to get Booker T on your show?
Wow.
It'd be only you to bring up the dick comment.
Oh, shucky, ducky, quack, quack.
Honestly, how do you did it? Come on.
I have my hookups, as Skits would say, for PWG tickets.
Oh, okay. Let's hope Booker T's at PWG.
Yeah, man. Like, there's a lot of interviews coming to WH. August is going to be a busy fucking month for the EPN Network, period. Me and Matt, we got some plans going down for Bola shit. It's definitely going down. There's going to be a lot of great guests coming on our show. We're going to be working our asses out to bring some hell of a guests on here to talk to about Bola. I don't know how we're going to do it, but this is what we do. And I ain't talking about Mark Henry.
And also tomorrow night, I am going to be at Santino's. So anybody's listening from the LA area, if you want a Wrestling Head shirt, come see me. I'll get you a Wrestling Head shirt. I'm going to hit my boy Eli, ready to get him a shirt. You know, he did our soundbite. He's been our shows, or he's been on here. So, yeah, gotta give Eli a little Eli a little shirt, you know?
Yeah, man. Speaking of shirts, Wrestling Heads t-shirts on sale, $20. If you guys go on ProWrestlingTees.com/Wrestling Heads, or you can tweet me at WHSkits. You know, maybe I can find out where you at. You know, we can do some exchanging, and yeah, show some support. And I just want to say thanks for all the supporters out there, all the folks that are listening right now. Big shout out to all y'all. And
give up a heads up for a couple of plus size dudes, because I got a couple of plus sizes been hitting me up as of late, like they want a shirt, and personally we don't have, you know, over 2X. So if you're a plus size guy, I'm not making fun of your weight or anything, but if you're a plus size guy, I think it's best for you guys to go to Pro Wrestling Tees. And yeah, because you know we don't carry, or I don't, you know, me and kids don't carry, you know, over 2X shirts. So I just want to give you guys a heads up, because I've been getting hit ups about like, oh, you guys have a 5X. I'm like,
since you're talking sizes, ladies, I have no small. Medium is the smallest. Yeah, follow us on Twitter at Wrestling Heads, YouTube.com/Wrestling Heads. Check out other shows. What else we got? If you want to contact us by any chance to write for us or maybe be on the show, anything, WrestlingHeads@gmail.com. And I think that's all the plugs I got. I can't really think of nothing else. Instagram, Wrestling Heads. Yep, that's it.
is your mic working?
That's it. Go.
All right. Well, you guys could follow me at Sinister632 on Twitter and Instagram. I'm gonna try to see, maybe if I don't get distracted by all these Japanese events, I'll try to do my classic match of the week this week on WrestlingHeads.com. But if I don't, just check out Wrestling.com. Just go on there. Just go and check out the blogs and all that good stuff. And yeah, go to YouTube/Wrestling Heads. There's a lot of old episodes on there. You can check out like Michael Elgin, P.P. Ray, Silesia Sparks. That's a killer right there. Check all that out. So yeah, and like I said, tomorrow night I'll be at Santino's. If anybody's gonna be at the show tomorrow, I'll be there. Just come up to me. I won't bite. So just come to me if you want a shirt, and I will get you a shirt. I'll help you out. So yeah.
Oscar is hilarious. I love this guy though. Go ahead. Who's that?
I gotta put humor in this damn show. You know, I mean, I could do a show where we all could roast Matt. That'd be the funniest Wrestling Head show ever.
Roast me. You're gonna roast the guy that is actually not talking about dick all the time. Come on, stop it.
Wow. I'm just gonna
Hey. At least, Matt, at least I can eat the pussy, okay?
Wow, why is there so much hostility for
What is this turned into Wrestling Sex Radio? All right, anyways.
If you want to follow a guy who's all about peace and unity and love, you can follow me on Twitter at @2tweetme, because I am like Bo Dallas. I just ooze positivity and love and no negativity and fighting on my end. So make sure. Hey, no, I'm not done. Follow me on there. Make sure you guys are checking out everyone else on the Elite Podcast Network. I know Uncle Mike and Tom's show. They got a new one coming up this week. This Sunday, we got Eyes on the Ring. Next week, of course, Wrestling Heads on Monday, Indie Power Rankings Tuesday and Wednesday. So much stuff on the Elite Podcast Network. So much.
Before you finish, I have some breaking fucking news. This is hilarious to me. So, TNA.
Oh,
they
how did I
signed a multi-year contract with Bram. What the?
Holy shit. Oh, my God. They have Bram locked up. I'm pretty sure. Now, I read a report that said that Bram is now locked into a contract until the year 3257. So, I mean, they have Bram. So, I mean, man, I mean, what more do you need in a company than Bram? But anyway, getting back to my plug.
He's banging Charlotte.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you want to bang a woman version of Ric Flair, if that's your taste, then go right ahead. But yeah, make sure you guys are checking out all the local independent stuff. A bunch of shows coming up on the Midwest, East Coast, West Coast. Of course, next week we'll probably be talking about AIW, which will be running on the 10th, their biggest show, I think, to date. So we'll be talking about that next week. SmartMarkVideo.com, iSpots.com, wherever you can get it. Make sure you go out of your way to get it. And Matt, you can close it out.
Yeah, I definitely want to throw out a couple of plugs. Obviously, check out the Ethan Page Booker T interviews we were talking about. And if you haven't heard on Twitter, I will announce it on here. We are producing a documentary on Josh Alexander's final day in professional wrestling at Alpha One on July the 12th. Rightfully named A Walking Weapon to Remember the Josh Alexander story. So that's going to be something I'm really excited to produce. Probably one of my favorite projects to date. I'm working on signing probably one of the biggest interviews in the history of Weekly Wrestling Podcast and a few other things as well. So, I mean, just stay tuned to @WeeklyW Podcast at Elite Podcast Net and check out the family. That's all I request, folks.
Hey, are you going to give my boy Orton some credit? A little bit?
Well, what does he need credit for? I don't credit him.
So wait, now I have to ask, because you say you have a big interview coming up, and, you know, this guy's been in the news a lot. Is it going to be Bram?
How'd you know? We're going to talk about the Bram-anniversary. No,
Tom,
it's not
Tom,
Bram.
Tom,
I will.
Tom,
you know what?
Sit in the corner, Tom.
It is confirmed. I just don't know what day or time it's going to happen. So you know what? I am going to announce it. One half of the Dudley boys, one half of Team 3D, Devon Dudley will be a guest on Weekly Wrestling Podcast very soon.
Whoa, ladies and gentlemen, that is the biggest name I think we ever had on the Elite Podcast Network besides Ethan Page.
What about JTG?
Matt is stuck on something.
And you know what?
Come on, Oscar. Come on.
I want to mention something, because earlier this week was Canada Day, and Wrestling Heads tweeted out, "Who is your favorite Canadian wrestler?" I did not see one fan answer the correct answer, which is Ethan Page. I am disappointed.
I would have answered the Calgary Kid.
The names that I got were like Kevin
back.
Owens, Edge, fucking Kenny Omega was a couple. I saw Kenny Omega's name up there a couple times.
Yeah,
I was shocked.
I that he's Canadian. Sometimes I just think he's just a freak of nature. That's where I think he's from parts unknown.
But anyway,
yeah, Lance Storm was the answer too.
Yeah, in 1 month, Matt comes to town. Matt, don't be scared when we go to Skid's house, because he lives right by the where the LA riots happened when they beat up the white trucker guy.
Jesus Christ! Just put me on blast. Just put me on blast for the show.
So don't be
Why are we talking about Wrestling Radio? What the fuck is happening?
Why would you say that?
You know what? It's a fucking next week. This is WH Radio. I'm Skits. That's Tom.
Jesus fucking
That's Oscar, and that is Matt. EPN
Hey, Matt.
for life.
Don't worry.
Suck it.